Hello artist! Today I want to share some of my favorites for the month of February, a few days late, but I really love these videos because they're such a great opportunity to show you things that I constantly use and enjoy. So yeah, let's get into it. I have to mention again the unicorn of art supplies, which is the Caran d'Ache Neocolors. These are the Neocolors too, which are water soluble, but I feel like these are just a touch creamier than the Neocolor one, and so it's just, I mean, it's just pure joy. Let me like zoom you in. I mean, you can see it, how they're so fun to layer with, and of course you can get a similar effect with other pastels, but these ones are the least messy. Of all the pastels, you will not find one that is less messy than this one. And so that's why I absolutely love them and I use them all the time. My pencils are also always a go-to, and my favorite brands are the Derwent Drawings. I've been really enjoying the black again. Their ivory black is such a super black pencil, and they're just like soft, and it's like so easy. Like I don't have to work so hard to get a great pigment payoff. So I love these pencils in general, but this is probably like the black is probably my favorite color, or not a color. And then Holbein has some beautiful colors. This one is lavender blue and this one is salmon, and they're just so pretty and fun to use. And then of course the Caran d'Ache Luminance, love them. But probably if I had to use just one pencil, it would probably be for me the Prismacolors, just because I think their colors are so good. They do color so well. I mean, Holbein does a good job also, but I don't know, just the Prismacolors have like the brightest, prettiest colors, and yeah, they're like my go-to. But this one is actually, this is a relatively new to me Holbein. This is Luminous Rose, which we'll talk about this color, so remember it. And it's such a great hot pink, but nothing too fluorescent, right? There's like, few brands make like fluorescent pinks, but to me they're like a bit garish. But this one, the Luminous Rose, it's so pretty. It's like deeper, but it's still really bright. And I love it. So good. So good. So yeah, just like a few of pencils. I did a whole video dedicated to my favorite pencils in 2024, so we're still quite close to that. I'm just like, I can't help myself. Which brings me to the next favorite, which are the Flashe paints. If you love working in mixed media, if you love working in layers, but not just like layers of paint. If you work in layers of acrylic paint, you can use any acrylic paint you want. That is, you can use whatever you have, whatever is available to you, it's not a problem. But if you like layering pencils and pastels on top of acrylic paint, then you will find that it doesn't work well on all paints. And usually it works best on more of a matte paint. Now, not all of my paints are matte, sadly, just because it's not always easy to find. But Flashe, it says it's vinyl paint. I think like the chemistry of it is a bit different than acrylic paint, but in practice, I've been using these for years now, and I use them together with all of the other brands of acrylic paint that I have, and I never had any problem. And to me, they are exactly like acrylic paint. They behave the same, with the exception that they are matte, and the formula is incredible. I wish they had more colors. I've tried other matte paints. I've Turner and Holbein acrylic wash. They're beautiful, they're lovely, but I found that in general, like a blanket statement, Flashe paints for me worked better with layering pencils and pastels and pens on top. So that has been my experience. And here are like just two colors that I just ran out of. The black is fantastic, although with black you could probably use black gesso and that might be more cost effective, but this one is probably a little bit smoother than gesso. I love their opaque paints. You can see they're like marked with a black square. So those are my favorites to use. So this one is opaque, and this one is only semi-opaque. Yellows are sometimes hard to find completely opaque. This is the Sahara yellow, and you can see that it's practically orange, but I love this color so much. It's actually the one that I have in my more limited palette of colors here that I just replenished, and I filled up all of the paints, except I think here I need to replenish this. And because I use this like super orangey, I think some people would just call this orange, not even a yellow. That's like my favorite color. I thought, okay, maybe I need a more primary or more like lemony yellow in my palette. And I have to say, I haven't. I didn't find myself using this as often as I thought I would. I find that I can create pretty much all of the colors that I love with a very warm, some might say orange, yellow. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a crisis with my ultramarine blue. This is like my favorite blue, but I don't know if I'm like getting over it or I'm falling out of love a little bit. I'm not sure. I still haven't found a replacement, so I'm not sure. And yeah, so this is my palette, which I'm really loving, and probably like one of my favorite. Remember, Luminous Rose. So this one is the acrylic paint from Holbein, and it's just like, it's so good. I can't use now any other pinks that are not luminous or, you know, fluorescent, but this one I find it's just like, it's deep. It's not just, you know, neon. It has depth to it. I'm completely addicted. I don't know how many tubes I've gone through. I should probably grab a couple more because I don't, like, seriously, if I ran out of this color, I don't know what I would do. I think the joy of painting would be gone. I also, I wanted to mention, yesterday I was like, I've been using this brush for a long time now and like really loving it and really abusing it. And then I thought, okay, maybe I should just have a few more, right? And then I don't have to worry that it's like that I ruin it. I've like used this so much and I've really abused it, and I'm actually surprised that it looks so nice. And then yesterday I was like, okay, then what brush is this actually? And I looked and it says IKEA here, or IKEA as we say here in Austria. And that made me actually so happy because I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna look for this brush, and if it's from there then I know it's not expensive, and I'm gonna buy like 10 because I had so much fun like really abusing it and pushing down, and it's handled things so well. Nothing is loose. I've had this for years because I don't remember the last time I bought a brush at IKEA. So yeah, so surprised. And sometimes like really cheap art supplies can serve a purpose when you need them. And at this moment in time, I'm really into abusing my brushes and like painting with them, you know, like dry, and just like dragging them across the page and exploring that texture. This was another favorite. I just wanted to show you this easel that I got. It is really sturdy and versatile, and I actually never had an easel that can lie flat, but it's the sort of thing that I never knew how much it opened more possibilities for me until I got it. And it has allowed me to work on larger canvases with more like liquid materials, because I don't have really like a studio space that I can splash around paint. I could cover the floor in nylon or something, but right now it's like I'm very grateful for this space, but I can't just like splatter paint around. And a standing easel is just, I always have to like put towels underneath to use a lot of like liquid paint and water. And with this, it is, I mean, I also have to put a towel, but not everything just, you know, drips immediately. So I have a lot more control, and it is very easy to like open it and extend it. So it's just super easy. Everything is like really smooth. It was very easy to assemble. I'm used to putting together IKEA stuff, and this was so much easier because everything was labeled and numbered, and I put it together myself, and it was yeah, pretty straightforward, especially if you're like used to putting these kinds of things together. But really enjoying it. And compared to other massive easels, this was really a good deal in my opinion. So I wanted to share it because I've had it now for a few months and I just love it. This is the other one that I have, and this one is cheaper. I think it was about, I don't know, like 100 and something euros. It's also pretty sturdy, but you know, it doesn't have like any of these features of like wheels and having being able to flatten it and being able to work on two canvases. Here you could like move this down and then you have a space here. So this is definitely a monthly and probably a yearly favorite. Okay, another favorite, which is a little bit annoying because it's expensive, are these kind of frames. So this is, you buy it like this, I mean not painted obviously, but it's just like a flat canvas glued onto this wooden frame. And I'm sure you could DIY this, but yeah, I can't say that the thought of that appeals to me so much, although these are so expensive. I might consider that. What I really love about them is, first of all, it's just like been really enjoyable to work on this kind of surface. And also, boom, if I can manage, it has this really lovely hanging mechanism that I can't do it now just with like one hand, but it hangs perfectly on the wall and it's just like completely flush with the wall. It looks so polished and finished, and that I absolutely love it. And I think I started working now on a new collection, and I really think that I might use some of these pieces just because I just love the polished finished look of it, and I love being able to offer pieces that are already framed. Like most of my artwork is on paper, and not that it's a problem to frame it, but there is just something about getting, you know, getting a piece of work that you can just hang on the wall. So I'm really excited to start working on this collection. And I think definitely, I don't know if all the pieces, but some of the pieces I'm going to create using this type of frame or canvas frame situation. So this is like, I think this is 20 by 20, and then this one is slightly bigger. And I think it's 30 by 30, like the frame. And it's just like so much fun to work on these. So they are also a favorite. Okay, my next favorite that I want to mention is the Creative Lens, which is, there are actually now 3 parts of the Creative Lens, and if you go to yourcreativelens.com, you can read all about it. There are 2 ebooks with copyright-free images that you can use as inspiration, and you can paint, sell, do whatever you want except share the images. and you don't have to worry about copyrights. And I just found it to be such a great tool for being creative when I'm not necessarily feeling creative, or exploring new supplies. There are so many things. And then another part of the creative lens is the sessions, which is a library of tutorials where I show you how I do value studies, sketch and paint using the reference photos. So most of these are tutorials that you can watch start to finish. And I had such a great time painting these. This I just recently added. This is a super fast study or value study. And these I made with gouache, and I just like this combination of the Shinhan gouache and the Pitt sketchbook is a delight, I have to say. So all of these are videos that you can find in the Creative Lens sessions. This is another new one, like a quick sketch. And this is a painting I did on gold gesso. I really love it. So I love to paint intuitively, and I love to paint from my imaginations, but sometimes from my imagination, but I have a lot of thoughts, but I think imagination is singular. And but sometimes it's nice to have a bit of help with the details or with composition, that sort of thing. So I really, really enjoy using reference photos. Now this is actually a bit of a sneak peek, because I started painting this or sketching this, I don't know, it's kind of like in that realm that I love between a painting and a sketch. I actually was going to film this for the Creative Lens sessions, and I will, and I did, but I ended up including this also in the Joy Art Club just because I love this concept so much. So obviously this is not one reference photo, but rather a collage, if you will, of several, and I just had the best time painting this, so I had to include it. This is a quick, I think this was gouache painting that I did of Salzburg. This is actually from a painting of a place that is very close to where I live. It's like the nearby village, and it's just a lovely kind of rural scene. And I decided that sunflowers do not have to be yellow. This is another painting. This is with acrylics. I had so much fun making this. This is actually on sketch paper, and this was kind of a subject very new to me, but yeah, I had the best time. There's a lot of like negative painting here. I had the best time making it. These are some abstracts unrelated to this topic. I've been doing a lot of abstracts and really enjoying it. So yeah, this is another painting based on a photo. This one I started and I just wasn't feeling it. So I've learned to let things go and not force them. This one I did with the new Holbein paints. So you can see that in a recent video. Obviously the original photo didn't have this rainbow, but you know, who cares? And then this one I still, like, it's unfinished, but it's again based, this is from the new landscape ebook. It's called Landscape just because of the orientation. It has a lot of different subjects, both the ebooks. I just decided to divide them. One is like portrait orientation, like all the photos, and the other one is landscape orientation. So one is 8.5 by 11 and the other one is 11 by 8.5. Whew. Just because I wanted to also have the possibility to paint kind of like these larger paintings that have a landscape orientation, but there are a lot of landscape photos in that ebook, and this one is one of them. This is actually my very, very good friend who's not on social media, so there's no point in naming her. She took this photo, or like the photo that I used for this. This is from Denmark, and there are a few beautiful pictures that she very kindly donated to the project. of Denmark, so you can find it. But I do have to mention, wait, I forgot to mention Tanya, who also very generously donated some photos from her safari adventures in Africa. So the elephant is her photo. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone that has bought the book till now appreciates it as well. And this is a zebra that, you know, zebras in my paintings, they can be cobalt violet, but the photo was taken by Tanya and donated to the Creative Lens. And you can now get the 2 ebooks and the sessions for 79 euros instead of 99 euros. So that's 20 euros off, basically 20% off. And the sessions, it keeps growing. It's not a monthly membership. You pay one time. Right now, if you want just the sessions, they are 35 euros. When I launched it, they were 25. And then I raised the price because that library grew, so to show the value. And I will raise it again. When there are a lot more tutorials, I will raise it again. I don't know exactly when, but I can promise you that if you're interested, get it now, and then every new tutorial that is added is included. It's not a monthly payment, it's a one-time payment, and you get access to all of the sessions, all of the videos. Right now there are more than 20, and I keep adding all the time. So I just added a couple of new ones, and I will continue to add more. Those have been my favorites this month, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in another video very soon. Take care, bye-bye.